Well, you look at that, nearly 13,000 volunteer hours given to the Crow's Nest. And this is all about the solutions and people who are part of the solutions rather than being part of the problems. Welcome back to the Dawn Show. We want to bring in now Amanda Mastronardi, who's Quest Nest alum, who was now a college student, but it's so good to have you. And of course, we have Frank McGough, who's here as well, who we've been talking to. But for you, this is something that you volunteered as a teenager, and now this inspired your career path.
Yeah, definitely. I was just so taken aback by what was happening in Camden, and I
So take me there. You're a teenager, and you become a volunteer, and so what do you see?
Just a very different set of circumstances than what I was used to. When I was going into the elementary school there, it was such a shock, the differences between like where I had gone to school and what this was, that they didn't have a playground. They couldn't go outside for recess. There were just, the windows had bars on them. It was surreal that kids were growing up in that kind of different environment to me, and I really wanted to make a positive impact on that.
Because sometimes I think, we all think, well, this is America, and this is a great country for everybody. And so what you saw as a suburban kid was, oh, wait a minute, this isn't the same for everybody, and everybody doesn't have what I have.
Yeah.
And so your feeling was that you wanted to reach out. And what was that feeling when you realized how much power you had as a teenager to say, I'm making a difference in a little kid's life?
Yeah, it was really awesome just to be another positive role model in their lives, because these kids, they do have great positive role models, but they're not surrounded by as many as someone growing up in suburban areas.
Well, was there ever a moment for you, or some moments that you must remember that you think about and smile, or maybe they even make you cry, where something happened with a child where they expressed to you, or you realized the connection that you had?
Yeah, my little Madison, I would come in and she would just be so excited to see me. Like, she would walk in the door, like, because we were originally in a gym, and she'd walk down the hallway and she would like come running in and she'd bring me notes, and it was awesome. She gave me a little plastic bracelet with like pieces of cake on it, and she had one. It was really cool.
And so, but you realize, so in a way, this connection is so important to describe, because, in other words, everybody thinks, oh, well, you were important in her life, you made her feel important, but she made you realize that you were important.
Yeah, it was like the power she had over me to direct me where I wanted to go in my life was so incredible. She was in 5th grade, and she had enough power to, put me on my path too, which is really cool. Which is
incredible. So what do you want to do when you grow up now? What are you going to college for?
I'm an urban elementary education major and history double major. But
so do you want to go back to Camden? Is that?
Yeah, that would be the ultimate goal, going somewhere in Camden.
And what would you want to see happen? I mean, what would you want to see? What's your dream then for the Camden schools or for urban schools?
My dream would be for the achievement gap to be bridged, because it's out of control. That children growing up in urban areas have such a vast difference in what they achieve in school than their suburban counterparts. It's really unacceptable, and there's no reason we can't address that.
So what do you think is the answer? I mean, we hear politicians talking about politics. I'm not talking about politics.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a hands-on approach, what's real, and not all the politicians blabbering. We don't want to hear about that, because this is real stuff, real solutions. So what do you feel is the answer?
Oh gosh, I can answer that. That would be. I don't know. I think it's such a systematic issue. There's so many different inequalities and issues of poverty that go into it. But I would just think more like lots of devotion and care funneled in, because like unless you do dramatically change the politics of the situation, like that's really all that you can hope to.
But Frank, what she just said is so interesting, because you can't legislate devotion and care and love. And that's the tough part of a key ingredient here that we can't legislate. And it's just people coming forward like you all who are saying, that's what we're pumping in and that's what we're part of.
One of the slogans of Promise Neighborhoods is whatever it takes. So what the idea of our kids coming in, they're sold on the idea that they can make the impact on this one person here. Mm-hmm. And the reason that they have leverage to make that impact is because they are who they are. They're these great kids that come in, and they're prepped when they come in. They keep journals on the kids, online journals, that we can keep up on what's improving and what the needs are for the kids. They call them during the week to make sure that the kids know, because you were talking about how important that is, that they feel that they're loved and cared. They're cared for and loved by their parents. Their parents get them to Crow's Nest. But what we want to do is provide as many resources as we can. In Amanda and Chanel, who's going to come up next, and on all the kids that we have, and also all the kids from the surrounding suburbs who can help us in a lot of different ways to give the kids the opportunities that they don't have. And I think that's what the achievement gap is. Didn't have the opportunity to get to this point. So we're trying to help close the achievement gap in two ways. Help with the math, with the English, and also what we're also going to do this year is we're going to be working on their performance skills, performance character traits like self-control, perseverance, grit, those kinds of things that will be that other piece that they'll need to be successful in school and maybe in life too. So
I love the way your eyes sparkle and light up when you talk. This is your life's work.
We're fired up about it, I can tell you that. We're really fired up. There's a high level of enthusiasm, and it comes right from the beginning. Amanda was part of the planning group for this too, because we're a very teen-driven organization. You're talking about no tax dollars right here. It's all people who are bringing the best that they have into the city. And she was one of the people that helped get it started, which is why we were happy that she was able to come today.
And we'll meet another key component to this. Frank, we want to thank you so much.
Okay.
And the Dawn Show is going to continue right after this.